Pope Francis is always talking about evangelization. And the evangelization really is the mission of the church. And therefore, I would say each and every one in the church is a missionary. We have to proclaim the good news for the people who do not know about Christ.
Of course, a priest in a parish is a person who does a lot of things, but ultimately, really more important is a person who is being a symbol of Christ, a sign of Christ's presence, especially as a good shepherd, someone who's still letting Christ be seen, touched, known in a community, especially as the leader, the person who's gathering people together, uniting folks, so that at any given time, when there's an opportunity for people to be together, they've got a symbol of a leader in their presence, in their midst.
All during your priestly ministry, you were on call, and you were on call no matter what happened. In other words, you were always, you might say, you were always sort of in motion. The problem with when you get old and retired is security, knowing that our retirement is backed up.
I'm 55 years old, and when I was in high school, I thought the 70s were a tough time. Well, I don't know that it probably was a lot simpler and a lot easier than it is today. So we have a lot of work to do with our kids, and to try to support family life so they have a firm foundation at home, to try to help them understand the faith more deeply, to really be able to understand how to practice it in their own hearts and their own lives, to pray with greater devotion and love for God, to be able to understand how to put that in practice.
It has become more and more apparent to all of us who work at the diocesan level that there are a lot of things that are just suddenly coming to a head. We've been kind of holding our own, but now we're starting to lose ground.
Looking at the projected needs monetarily in the diocese, that we would be going into the principal instead of just using the interest, and that would be very detrimental.
As your new bishop for the Diocese of Springfield, Cape Girardeau, I have been made aware by the priest committee of the remarkable success of Block 1 of this thoughtful and much needed capital endowment campaign. There are 3 critical areas of importance the capital campaign is designed to address: meeting the needs of our retired priests, the happy circumstance of our growing number of seminarians and the funding for their education, and the increasing needs for youth formation.
The retired priests that we have, they've done a tremendous job. Many of them were pioneers of the diocese, and this is an opportunity for us to show our gratitude to them.
Well, what you really need to give serious thought to is possibility later on of assisted living. Let's face it, there are going to be more and more of us as we go along, and we need some place to call home.
And take a moment to think about a given priest who has been a part of that journey. And some of the priests have been a part of that journey, not just on one occasion, but on multiple occasions in that family's history.
Because our ancestors have done great things for us. Now it is our turn to do something for our future generation.
We've got more seminarians now than we've had in a long time. So, we're at this point now where we're getting new ordinations, new priests, a couple each year. But it also means now that that's more expensive for us. Well, if we put this endowment in place, the excitement about that is that we're going to be able to pay for more men to be formed every year without dipping into our reserves. And we're creating a more positive financial situation for the training of our priests.
I really give thanks to my family, my parents, who really raised me in the faith. The whole community of the church, I felt, was just there for me and supporting me. My words to someone who's already given is thank you. Thank you so much for paying for our education.
I'm definitely a son of the diocese. I was born in Joplin, Missouri, to 2 loving parents. I'm an only child, so I grew up in a small parish just outside Joplin in Webb City, Missouri, Sacred Heart. I know that my education and my formation in the priesthood, as good as it is, would not be possible without the people that support us.
We are coming up on our 60th anniversary as a diocese. And what an opportune time for us to look at the gifts of our youth and say, what more can we do? how better can we assist them in their journey of faith.
In order to keep our youth programs going, we need funding. Everybody says that the kids are the church of tomorrow, but they're the church of today.
The youth formation gives them the opportunity to actually practice their faith and to share it with each other in a fun way that is on their level.
And it's just amazing that some parishioners are willing to donate money that they've worked really hard for, so that way they could build up the church, especially for the youth, and I think that's just amazing.
The statistics show that 85% of our youth leave the church between confirmation and college graduation, and that's just not an acceptable number. And I think if we're going to get a little bit better statistic, I think we're going to have to put more of our resources into youth formation.
I would say they should definitely donate, because those donations help young people get close to God.
We can teach religion academically, but I think faith is an experiential type of opportunity. You know, when we have retreats, that kids start to see that, you know, religious education isn't just something that I go and do on Sunday morning, and mom and dad do something else, and then I've done my religious education. But it really is a family thing. In this day and age, there are so many opportunities to learn. An endowment creates opportunity.
So the capital campaign has to be seen as a separate piece. It can't be seen in conjunction with DDF. It can't be seen in conjunction with our weekly collections. It can't be seen in conjunction with our national collections. It can't be seen in conjunction with any of those other things. This is above and beyond, and so it is a special sacrifice.
We priests, we are diocesan priests. We work in parishes, we work in prisons, we work as teachers, we work in hospitals. All of those are part of our ministries. I was called to be a priest of the Diocese of Springfield, Cape Girardeau. And because of that, this campaign reminds me of the relationship I have with all the parishes in the diocese, not just the 11 that I've served so far, but of all of them. And I desire good for all of them.
As the capital campaign continues, we have the opportunity to prepare ourselves and the church in Southern Missouri for the next generation. You can participate in the capital campaign, first by praying for its success. Next, I ask that you make a gift to the campaign in gratitude for the gifts God has given you. In each of our lives, the gifts of others who have gone before us have been extremely significant, providing our diocese with a bountiful legacy. As we celebrate our 60th anniversary as a diocese, we are indeed grateful for our past as we embrace the opportunity now to prepare our church for the future. May God bless you.